Movies, movie trailers. What are we seeing this weekend? We have a lot to discuss on the Real Cinema Show. My name is Rob. I'm joined here by Devin, as always. Devin, how are you on this glorious Monday?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, Rob?
I am great. But I have to admit something to you.
Yes.
I did not see a movie in the theaters.
Shameful, Rob. Shameful.
Yeah. So, what I did, though, is I did see a movie at home.
Fake cinema.
Huh?
Fake cinema.
Yeah, I saw fake cinema at home. So I'm going to talk about that while you talk about, before you're going to talk about the, you know what I'm trying to say.
Before my
I'm going to talk about my movie
saw.
before you're going to talk about the movie that
Yes.
you saw in theaters. So yeah. What I saw at home, for our weekend recap.
Yep.
I guess if you could call it that.
Yeah.
I saw The Return. Starring Ralph Fiennes. The movie is based on the Odyssey, and it's about Odysseus's journey. Well, not his journey, but about his return home.
Okay.
Right? So I don't know anything about the Odyssey story.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's about a character that goes on an Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
But basically, he returns home, and it's been 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's haggard. He has PTSD,
Okay.
and he was the king, and now no one knows who he is,
All right.
and he doesn't really know who he is anymore.
Okay.
So I guess the movie's about his journey to reclaiming his kingdom,
Okay.
his wife, and I guess his trauma with with the Trojan War.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So I saw that movie, and the reason I brought this up though is because this movie was a movie that kind of went under our radar.
Yeah.
It was a limited release. Came out December 6th.
Okay.
So it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
And the reason why I watched this movie is because I got ads on Instagram for it
Oh, okay.
right after it was announced that Christopher Nolan was going to do The Odyssey.
Yeah. So his interpretation of the Odyssey.
Exactly. So it was funny because even on the Instagram ads, it was like, Christopher Nolan saw this and was inspired.
Yeah.
Here's the trailer. So I'm like, okay, let me watch the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that Ralph Fiennes was in it
Yeah.
as Odysseus, and the cinematography is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are the two things that really was like, okay, maybe I should check out this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Movie was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Shot on location in Greece. Beautiful sets. This movie was made for under 20 million.
Wow.
And you do see that,
Mm-hmm.
but in a good way.
Okay.
This movie's not Hollywoodized.
Yeah.
There's no green screens. There's no CGI.
Mm-hmm.
This movie feels like a crew had their camera and their equipment, and they went out in the woods and made a movie.
Yeah.
His performance, Ralph Fiennes,
Yeah.
his face, just like in Oppenheimer with Cillian Murphy,
Yeah.
his face is on screen, taking up the whole frame
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And the things that I appreciate is like, I'm seeing an actor give a performance and you see all these nuances
Mm-hmm.
in their emotion, and they're hiding things and deciding things, and all of that you see in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why I really like this movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he's coming back to reclaim his throne. Was he presumed dead during the Trojan War?
Yeah, they thought he died, and his wife was basically, set to remarry.
Okay.
She had to choose a new husband for the kingdom to, move on, and yeah, they thought he was dead. His son thought he was dead, and he basically has to reclaim.
So is it like a mythical action epic kind of? Is that how you describe it?
It's labeled as a historical drama.
Okay.
But obviously this is not real history. This is fantastical.
Yeah.
Odysseus wasn't a real person,
Mhm.
to our knowledge,
Yeah.
at least. Homer wrote about this, hundreds of years BC.
Mm-hmm.
Although Troy was a real place.
Yeah.
They just discovered that not too long ago.
Okay.
But yeah. actiony. There's action. But I think it's more. I would say it's more of a drama.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All
drama,
right.
action. Yeah.
All right.
So with that, does that make you want to see the movie?
Possibly. It makes me a little more, gives me a better idea of, I guess, what Christopher Nolan's movie might be like when it comes out next year.
Yeah.
Because would you think this is like a smaller, low-budget version of what Nolan might be imagining for his movie?
Yes, but also I think Nolan is going to make an epic rather than a drama about Odysseus. It's going to be an epic about his whole Odyssey.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
This was only the end of the Odyssey.
Oh, okay. So this is
this
showing
movie,
that whole Odyssey.
This movie only shows the return.
Gotcha.
And his obstacles while at home. But the Odyssey, I don't know much about it, but I'm assuming it's the Odyssey takes place 20 years of his journey to get home.
Okay, so that's what Nolan's going to show, that journey to get back home.
Well, we don't know, but that's what I'm
okay.
assuming.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting. So maybe a little bit interesting to see it if I have the time. Piques my interest a little bit more to get an idea of what the setting and feel of this movie would be like for Nolan's and this one as well.
Yeah, I think that if you like Ralph Fiennes as an actor,
yeah,
he's
a great actor.
See the movie, give him some props.
Yeah. So, what did you think of the movie overall?
I liked it. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
8 out of 10.
All right.
Okay, so now for what you saw in the cinemas.
Yes.
You saw Presents.
Yeah.
You posted an out of the theater reaction. For those that, if you didn't see it, check it out.
Yes.
What did you think of Presents?
So this was an interesting little horror movie from the trailers. Like we talked about before, it had, I think, technically 4 trailers, with only one being a real full-length trailer. So it had my curiosity because it never showed much. It was this horror movie shot from entirely through the perspective of this supernatural deity or entity that's living in this home. New family moves in, starring Lucy Liu, Chris Sullivan, and Julia Fox. Julia Fox is in the movie for literally, I think, 2 minutes.
Really? She's like in all the marketing.
Is she really?
She's in like all their Instagram posts and.
That's probably why they had her in this, just for marketing purposes. Because I think she has like one scene that's maybe 2 or 3 minutes at most.
Okay.
So she has no role. Like you said before in last episode, she's like a real estate agent showing them around the house. Yeah. And then gone.
Interesting.
So it follows this dysfunctional family of 4 where there's this marriage that's not going well. There's siblings that are fighting constantly. And the spirits that just follow them around. And at times I thought this was going to kind of take a Conjuring route where, stuff starts to move. And that happens a little bit. And then, each person in the family starts to lose their sanity a bit and going, what's happening here?
Yeah.
And they see a little bit of that. But this movie's a little different because it's got a lot of just funny jokes in it, or a lot of awkward dialogue on what's happening here. Where there was a lot of laughs in it, which very unexpected for this movie. It took weird turns. It wasn't like a big scary movie, really.
Interesting. Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna get there wasn't a lot of jump scares or anything like that. There's a few I kind of moved back in my seat moments, but nothing too crazy. Nothing out there that much.
Okay.
It takes place almost, I think, entirely in that house.
Yeah. Did you see In a Violent Nature?
Yes, I did.
So did it have that sort of vibe where, the killer is like it's the perspective that's the killer, or
it's not like there's a killer in this movie. In a Violent Nature is about following the perspective through a killer.
Yeah. But it's got that same sort of concept.
Yeah. The camera work is what's the most interesting part, because you're just it's like a one take throughout the movie where you're just following the family as they're just struggling, and they're just all going through life, and the daughter's experiencing grief from a friend recently. So that's a central role in it. And there's one good character arc where one character redeems himself in the movie. And other than that, it's really not that special. Okay. It's just all right as a movie,
So, do you recommend seeing this?
I honestly don't. I didn't think it was that good. It was...
Really?
I got more laughs out of this movie than I did, scares.
Yeah.
And which is a surprising thing from what was supposed to be a horror or supernatural kind of movie.
Yeah, because it's not marketed as a comedy.
No. It's just weird dialogue, awkward dialogue, and nothing too special. I'm like, oh, okay, that was just all right. It's a 7.3 for me. It's not worth seeing that much.
All right.
Maybe streaming at best.
Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to our next topic: trailers of the week. We have 4 of them. A disposable employee is sent on a human expedition to colonize an icy world. After one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with most of his memories intact. Mickey 17, the new sci-fi comedy starring Robert Pattinson, directed by Bong Joon-ho, the director of Parasite, coming out March 7th. What did you think of the new Mickey 17 trailer?
I like this trailer a lot. I thought the first one was all right, but this one I thought was really good, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of laughs throughout. Wacky time where Robert Pattinson's just getting killed in all the most outlandish ways possible.
I love his like 1930s accent that he
that
has.
voice is so weird.
Yeah, I love it. He sounds so funny. It doesn't sound like Robert Pattinson at all.
Yeah.
What's the animated movie? The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah, that sounds right.
He voices one of the creatures in that movie.
Okay.
I didn't see the movie.
No.
But his voice in the trailer is like, that's not Robert Pattinson.
It's crazy. He's going from doing that to also doing the Batman too. Where you're like, how is this the same person at this point?
Yeah, for real. This trailer gives us more of the dynamic between like the employer and the employees.
Yes.
And, I've seen Parasite.
Mm-hmm.
There's a message with Parasite.
Yeah.
Or there's an allegory with Parasite. It compares the dynamics between the poor and the rich.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this movie is going to take a brutal, funny take, or, it's going to give us that dynamic of, employers and how they treat their employees.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got out of this trailer.
Okay.
But with a fun concept where we're going to have fun while we watch this.
Because Mark Ruffalo is featured a lot in this trailer, and he looks like a total dick throughout this trailer.
Yeah, just like the boss guy who's an
terrible.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like he's having a great time playing it, but
Yeah.
this looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to this now a lot more, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. This just bumps up my excitement even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you seeing it, or
Yes.
are you passing it?
I'm seeing it, and you're seeing it too?
I am seeing it.
Awesome.
All right, on to the next. A young writer travels to a remote compound of a legendary pop star who mysteriously disappeared 30 years ago. Surrounded by a cult of sycophants and intoxicated journalists, she soon finds herself in the middle of a twisted plan. This is the trailer for Opus, the new horror movie by A24, starring Ayo Edebiri, I think.
Okay.
Ayo Edebiri, coming out March 14th. What'd you think of the trailer for Opus?
I thought the trailer was all right. It had some maybe good moments in it. I saw a few people comparing it to Blink Twice, another movie that I know you didn't see it, but it has a similar concept.
Where they go on a retreat and
There's a celebrity there that's like now secluded and now has like a cult going or something like that on an island.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's got a few kind of similarities to that. I'm not sure if it's for me yet. I need to see more to get a better idea of if it's that interesting to me. I don't think so at the moment.
Yeah. When I Googled this movie, it's classified under horror musical.
Yeah.
Now, do I think that this movie is going to be like a burst into song and dance movie? No. I do not. I don't think this is a musical in those terms.
Yeah.
I think like with trap,
okay.
there's musical elements.
Yeah.
But, it's about a pop star on a stage performing, So I think that them calling it a musical is probably misleading. Who knows? I didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
But from what I get out of it, there's going to be musical elements because obviously this cult leader is a pop star. But I don't think they're going to be dancing and singing and, they're going to burst into song about the scene or whatever.
Yeah, when I was looking at the genre, I saw a musical, but then I also saw horror and thriller. So I'm like, thriller sounds like a more on par genre for what this looks like.
Yeah.
For a wacky time trying to survive.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about what it looks like as well. What about you? Do you think you're going to see this one?
I think I might have to see more of the marketing.
Okay.
I think Ao is she's great. She's charismatic and everything she's in.
Yeah.
I always have fun, watching her and, The Bear or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
John Malkovich. I don't know if you've
he's
seen
great.
many
I don't think
Malkovich
I've seen
movies.
many of his things.
he can
I've seen a few.
He can go over the top bonkers crazy. And I think they casted that role perfectly because I think he's going to give us something insane.
Oh, he'll be perfect as a cult leader, right? He's the cult leader?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's probably going to be fun seeing him. For now, I'm seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I think for now I'm passing. I'll reserve full judgment for another trailer, I think, on this one.
Fair enough. All right. A widowed mother's first date in years takes a terrifying turn when she's bombarded with anonymous threatening messages on her phone during their upscale dinner, leaving her questioning if her charming date is behind the harassment. Sorry, I read that weird. This movie is Drop, a mystery thriller from Universal / Blumhouse. Not Blumhouse.
Blumhouse?
Not Blumhouse. That's a different thing. But Blumhouse, coming out April 11th. What did you think of the trailer for Drop?
I remember the first time I saw this trailer, it was in a preview for Presents, so very recently.
Okay.
And when I was watching the trailer for the first time, I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. This looks pretty good. Kept going. I was like, all right, looks pretty good. And then the last 20 seconds of the trailer happened, and I went, why? It just fell off a cliff at that point. It felt like it, one, showed too much, and it also went a little over the...
Can I pause you there for a second? It showed the whole movie.
Yes.
It showed Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
That's true.
Right?
It did.
It just didn't give us the surprise who it is, but it gave us the whole movie. The trailer was almost 3 minutes long.
Was it really that long?
For a 90-minute little horror movie, the trailer should not be 3 minutes. No. It should not be. No. Anyways.
And it's the first trailer, too. This is the teaser trailer. What's the official trailer supposed to be? The whole movie?
You did more than tease me. You gave me the whole experience. I already saw the movie now, basically.
If this is it's over. The Thunderbolts has already had 2 trailers out that have been probably 7 minutes total.
Yeah.
And I still don't feel like I know too much. Why did you show this much? And it's all right, now she's hanging on for dear life from a curtain at the very end of a building at one point, and now she's back home all of a sudden. It's why? This looked great until... Why'd you show me all that? Just disappointing with that.
Yeah, point. They should have cut this trailer in half.
If they cut it right in half, it'd be fine.
Yeah. But it does look like it would be a fun time at the theater.
I think so for the most part.
Yeah.
Up until some things in the third act where I'm this looks a little questionable.
Okay. So are you seeing it?
I don't know. Because I was going to say, do I want to wait for more marketing? But I think they've showed everything.
Yeah, they showed the movie.
I'll give it a try. I think I'll see it. It's got enough promise, I think.
I'm seeing it too.
Yeah.
All right. This is the lamest of the bunch.
Really?
Not the movie, but just the synopsis I'm about to read.
Okay. Jeez.
The counselors of a summer camp are terrorized by a mask killer. That's it.
Keeping it simple.
That's the movie. Yeah.
They're not giving away everything like the last one.
So this movie is Hell of a Summer. It's a horror comedy starring and directed in part by Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah. From
Stranger Things and It. It's coming out April 18th. What did you think of the Hell of a Summer trailer?
I thought it was good. I first want to say he also Finn Wolfhard. He also wrote it with Billy Burke, or if that's how you say his last name, one of the other co-leads, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it was a pretty good. There's a lot of great one-liners in this trailer throughout, where he said the line's just been cut for the phone. It looks like a pretty good classic slasher. That could be a fun time. Yeah. For some reason, this trailer reminded me a bit of Y2K that we recently watched.
Very much, yeah.
That throwback to the 80s probably it felt like, or old school feel. Yeah. Just a simple slasher comedy. Looks like a good fun time.
Yeah, it doesn't, they're not inventing anything new. Yeah. They're just, it's basically Gen Z versus Jason. That's what this is.
That's what I saw a lot. This is Gen Z comedy horror.
Yeah. Yes. So it's it's not inventing something, but at least we get a couple kicks out of it.
It's just a fun time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see it. What about you?
I think I'll see it as well.
Yeah. I thought we're both there.
Yeah.
All right. So on to our last segment already. Opening this week, we have 4 movies: Companion, Valiant One, Dogman, and Love Me. Which one are you seeing this weekend?
The priority has to be Companion. Yeah. Jack Quaid, it looks like he just wants to do a bunch of fun, wacky movies between this one and Novocaine right now. He's picking just the most bizarre scripts.
Yeah. And you know what? He was in Scream 5.
Oh, was he? Okay.
As, spoiler alert, the bad guy, the killer. And he gives a similar vibe to that movie, to Companion.
Okay.
Like, this, like... I don't know. It's like this like quirky, like he doesn't even realize he's a psycho person. You know what I mean?
Not like a charming douchebag, more like a...
It's like, I guess like a charming douchebag, but like psychopath kind of.
Okay.
Like this clueless psychopath.
Okay, yeah.
And I think he does a pretty good job of that.
He's also great in The Boys as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, it looks like a wacky time. It's labeled as a little sci-fi thriller with little AI robots, so this is our future now. With AI and all these movies.
We're getting a lot of AI horror.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is going to be the new trend.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it. What about you? What do you think are you going to see this?
Out of these 4, that's the one.
Yeah.
I honestly, sorry guys, I don't even know what the other one is. Valiant one. No idea what that is. I haven't seen the trailer. The trailer could be great. I have no idea though.
It's a little warfare movie where this team is dropped in North Korea and all of a sudden has to do a mission when they were just trying to I think pass by or something, and they're all of a sudden they all have to be fighters now, but they're in the military.
Okay.
But it just doesn't look like it's done very well for a war movie. Looks just badly made and not much attention to detail. Just it doesn't look that special.
And then Dogman. It's obviously I'm a 30-year-old adult, I'm not gonna see Dogman. This is a kids movie. And then what's Dogman about?
Have you not seen the previews for Dogman at all?
I think I've avoided them completely.
You're somehow, I think, unfortunate because I've seen the previews multiple times.
Okay.
Basically, literally in the trailer that I've seen, this police dog and a policeman, they're a great team, and eventually they're on a mission where they have to cut a bomb or whatever, right? Cuts the wrong wire, so now all of a sudden flash to an operating room. The operators are like, "What do? We got the body of a policeman and the head of a dog. Why don't we sew them together?" So they do that, and then the Dogman has to fight crime. And his evil enemy for the movie is an angry cat.
So is this movie like kids' version of RoboCop?
Maybe. And the police are like, "Dogman, you're our best guy for the job. So you got to take down the evil cat." That's what the trailer is. I swear to you, that's exactly what's in the trailer. It's the best.
Now I have to see the trailer.
It's hilarious.
Now I might want to see this movie.
It's hilarious, but I don't think I could force myself to see this as an adult by myself.
Yeah.
If I had a little nephew I had to take, I'd be like, all right, sure. I'd have a good reason to go see it.
All right. Well,
but it looks fun, but I don't think I could go see it on my own.
Okay. And then Love Me, which is the another AI, but like an AI love story between Kristen Stewart, who's a buoy, or is she the buoy?
No, she's a buoy, and then Steven Yeun's
he's the satellite.
He's a satellite, yeah.
Yeah, and they connect through the metaverse.
Yeah, it's a story about human and life and what it means to be human in the weirdest of ways possible.
Yeah, that movie we talked about a couple episodes ago. How I'm like, I can't tell if this is going to be really good or really bad.
Yeah,
and I don't know if there's an in between. It's going to be one of those two.
I think, that's a fair assumption. I don't know how this will be just all right.
Yeah. So that's my assessment on that.
Okay.
So you and I are seeing Companion?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. That does it for this installment of the Real Cinema Show. Do not forget to give us a thumbs up on your way out. See ya.